Hi lovelies, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'll be teaching you how to make this layered gathered sheer dress. For this dress you'll be needing about 4 to 5 yards of fabric. Go ahead to fold out the required amount of fabric I need to make this dress. Now, the first step I'll take is to mark 1 inch at the top part of my fabric. Now this 1 inch, you'll be using it as a folding allowance to pass your elastic at the upper part of the dress. I'll go ahead to rule out a straight line at this point. So for this dress, I'm cutting it as an off shoulder dress, right? So you want to minus about 5 to 6 or 7 inches. For me, I'm minusing 6.5 inches, and I'll mark my shoulder to waistline. Then after that, I'll add additional 5 inches to my waistline. This is because the shear effect is a bit lower than the waistline. Then I'll add additional half inch to my pattern. Half inch is for joining allowance to the lower part, right? So what I'll do now is I'll go ahead to measure this all out, and I will rule a straight line at this point. So after marking, I'm going to go ahead to place my ruler, and I will draw out a straight line. I'll also go ahead to mark out my waistline. After marking my waistline, you notice we did not mark the bust and the underbust, so I'll go ahead to do that. I just wanted to mark out the required amount of fabric. I'll place my tape at that minus 6.5, and I'll mark my shoulder to bust and my shoulder to underbust. My shoulder to bust is 9 inches, which I'm marking out, and my shoulder to underbust is 12 inches, which I am also marking out now. So I'll just go ahead to label this. So this is what I have. So after marking this, if you're making a sheer dress, what you have to do is to add additional 4 to 5 inches after your pattern, and then go ahead to use your largest body measurement. So I'm going to go ahead to mark 4 inches here. Let's say if you're a bit on the bigger size, you should consider using 5 inches. For me, I'm using 4 inches. It is enough for my sheer effect on the dress. I'll go ahead to mark. Now the next step is to go ahead to mark the measurement. Now you just need one measurement for this, which is either your bust or your hip. Now the dress went all the way closer to the hip point. All you have to do is place your tape and mark your hip measurement divided by 4, starting from this line we marked here. So I'm just using one measurement. That is what you're going to use, and you're going to extend this all the way to the length. Now we're going to cut this out. So if you have any questions so far, please kindly go ahead to ask. So I'll just cut this. You also use this to cut out your back pattern. So what I'll do is to fold my fabric again and go ahead to cut out. So I'll just go ahead to place this on another fabric, and I'm going to go ahead to pin it down, then I'll cut it. After pinning down, I'll just go ahead and cut this out. So now we have cut out the front and back of this dress. So after cutting this out, we're going to cut out the ruffles. So for these ruffles, you're going to cut it on a straight line, or if you have enough fabric, you can cut a flounce and then pleat it. So I'm cutting out on a straight line. For my first layer, I'm using 6 inches. Now for the other 2 layers, I'm using 5 inches. You notice on some of the dress we have 4 layers, while some have 3 layers, right? So for mine, I had 3 layers. Then I'll go ahead to mark the second layer. Now we're going to pleat this in front of your dress. Whatever you cut should be times 2 of your front measurements and more, right? I'll be showing you this when we are placing it on the fabric, so if you don't understand this part. So I'll just go ahead and I will cut this out. After cutting out, I'll cut out the rest of this, and you either go ahead to fold it or you can weave it. It depends on what you have available, right? I'll just go ahead to fold it. That is when I'm making the dress after I'm done cutting out. So this is what I have here. I'll just go over to the sewing machine and I'll fold this out. Before going over to the machine to stitch, that 1 inch you added on top when we were drafting, you're going to fold it in this way, and you're going to create a space for your elastic. Another way is to go ahead to take the first layer place it together and fold it at once. So I was kind of rushing off for this tutorial, so what I did was just to go ahead to fold the both of them together. So when I was actually passing my elastic, it was quite bulky, so just create your elastic casing and you attach the pleats much later. So I'll be showing you how to do that. Also repeat this for your back pattern. Now if you notice, my first layer, I joined it together with my elastic channel. So this is what I have. Remember, I told you to fold 1 inch at the top, which you're going to pass your elastic casing, and then you add your pleats to it. So now after I'm done adding that first pleat, which I pleated out on top, what you want to do is to mark out your measurement. So my shoulder to waist is 17 and I added extra 5 inches to my measurement. It gave me 22 and a half when we were cutting this. So my under bust is 12 inches, remember. So we will be using this as a reference point. That is why I'm marking out all this measurement. So mark your under bust measurement, very very important, because that is where your shear effect is going to start. So I'm just going to place again and mark my under bust line, outline it very well. Now you want to place your tape starting from where your last ruffle ends to your under bust line. What I have is 5.5, then I'll come up by ½ inch. Then from that ½ inch, I'll divide what I have into 2 equal parts, so it will give me 2.5 inches. I'm just adding 2 layers more of pleats to mine. If you're adding like 4 layers to yours, you have to divide this side into 3. So after getting that measurement, I will just go ahead to draw out a straight line. So I'll divide here again, mark that 2.5. So this 2.5 is not a standard. Please measure from where your last ruffle ends to where your under bust measurement is. Then go ahead to mark the midpoint of it. If you're adding more layers, that is 4, because I added 3. You have to like divide it again. So now this is the second layer of fabric that I cut out that I wanted to pleat. So I went ahead to fold it. So what you're going to do now is to place it on that line. That is why we marked out that line. That line will be serving as a reference point when you want to join it. It will serve as a guide. I'm just going to go ahead and I will pleat it out. After placing and pleating, remember I'm placing the right side facing right side, then I'll now pleat it, top stitch it on the wrong side of this pleat, then I'll go to the machine to stitch that. But before stitching that, this is the back part of it. I've attached my pleat or ruffle. So all you have to do is you're going to find the midpoint too. It is very important, but the midpoint you're finding should be for the front pattern. I'm just using this as a guide because you're going to attach a strip of fabric there which you use to tie at the back of your neckline, right? So I'll attach this, but before attaching this, you know we have like a shear effect at the under bust area. Now for that shear effect, you'll be needing your elastic thread. It's around 200 to 300 naira depending on who you buy it from. Now what I would start doing is to mark out the lines. It's very important to mark out so that you have a straight line. Now if you're making this for your client, you want to make sure that you are using ½ inch interval to give it that effect, that nice shear effect, or you use 0.75. So I was actually in a hurry and obviously I'm the one putting on the dress, so I just used 1 inch because this is the most stressful part of this dress, the fact that you have to like sew line by line. So I just went ahead to mark this and I will connect the lines. Anything you do here, you'll be repeating it to the back pattern. Please, the front and the back is the same thing. Now what I will do is I'll start connecting all these lines because you're going to sew on the line. This will serve as a guide so that it will be straight. If not, if you're sewing it without marking out lines, it might not come out nice. Now here's my elastic thread. You're going to bring out your reeler and you're going to reel this. So For your elastic thread, if it's not stretching that well, what you need to do is to soak it inside water and then dry it. Then what you do also is to wrap this around the reel or reel, anyone you call it, just wrap it. When you're doing this, just do it carefully. Do not drag the thread. If you drag it too much, it will not give you that effect that you need on your dress. Then you now put it inside, put it underneath, while your main thread will now be on top, and you sew all these lines accordingly. So let's go over to the sewing machine to sew this. So I'm starting from that line and I'll go ahead to sew. So at first my elastic thread was not really coming out nice. That is why I said if you buy an elastic thread, if it's not giving you the sheer effect, soak it in water, because you don't know how long that particular elastic thread has stayed in the shop, because it's not something that you just buy every day, more like your regular thread that you just go and buy. So I'll follow those lines and I will go ahead to stitch this to the end, and I will also go ahead to stitch the back. After sewing for both the front and the back, this is what you're going to have, right? You're going to stretch it out. Now you're going to add rope to the center. The front part, you're going to add rope. All you have to do is to find the midpoint, right? You're going to note where you have your midpoint and you'll be adding like a rope. You make like a strap, stitch it down there. So I made this little strap which I'll be stitching to the neckline. Now at the upper part, you notice that it is very wide. Now that is where your elastic comes in, and that is why we made that elastic casing. So go ahead to measure around your body, something that will give you a tight fitting and will relax very well. Now pass your elastic through it. I'll go ahead to pass for both the front and the back of the dress, then we'll go ahead to join. After you're done stitching, this is what you're going to have. Now you're going to join the front and the back with 1/2 inch at the side. So you want to pin this before stitching so that it will align or rhyme together. The layers should be the same at both the front and the back. Now this is the lower part. I will gather my fabric. Now to get the length of that fabric for the back, you need to measure from 5 inches after your waistline all the way down. So after I'm done stitching, this is what it looks like, right? Let's now attach the lower part. For the lower part, after gathering it, you need like 4 yards. So mine wasn't up to 4 yards, it's just 3 yards that I used. So what I will do is I will join it at the back. Now for this dress, if you want to add pockets to it, you cut this into 2. That is 2 yards for the front, 2 yards for the back. You now join your pocket by the side and join it to the waistline of the dress. So after I was done stitching, this is what I had. If you find this video very interesting and educative, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave your comment at the comment section, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button. See you in our next video. Thanks.